Hello again.
Woo-wee.
That's what I'm talking
Hello.
about.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so good to be back. I can't believe it. I'm so. First of all, we'll get to who we are, okay? But first of all, I just want to say how proud I am. How proud of us I am. Because I think if I'm going to speak for you, in my experience, is that I think you and I have a little bit of an issue with like fully committing because we don't know how the world's going to change or what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to be like, I don't know, let's just start with one chakra. Let's just start with one chakra. We won't. And then once we did it, we're like, no, I'm all in. Can we just start going to all like 12 chakras? And we're going to just keep going on and telling people how many more chakras there are because there are so many more chakras.
So many more chakras. And here we are.
Here we are. So
Here we are.
I'm Jenny Biondo of Jennifer Biondo Wellness.
And I'm Delia
And-
Ivette from the Modern Witch Movement.
She is our master feng shui master, double master. Yes, we are representing Modern Witch Movement because we love you. Thank you for hosting us and
Thank you
for giving us space to express ourselves and to grow and to share our experiences and our healing tools and the things we do on our path. And our way doesn't have to be your way, but we're hoping to inspire you to go deeper within yourselves and to, fall in love with yourself, become your own best friend.
Aho.
Aho. So tonight we are talking about the Crown Chakra, the last and final chakra of the 7 chakra series.
That's right.
We've made it through the root chakra, the
That's right.
sacral chakra, the solar plexus, 3rd chakra, the heart chakra, 4th chakra, 5th chakra, the throat chakra, and then we had the 3rd eye chakra, pop, 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 pop. And then we have the crown. It was like, the beam of light, like connection has been made. Connection has been made.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh gosh. Wow.
Here we are, you guys. Here we are, the 7th chakra, the talent of boundlessness. Yes.
Ooh, say again.
This
What's
is the
word?
talent of boundlessness. This is where we gain the talent of boundlessness. Yes.
Infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities. Absolutely. This is the mandala of the supreme cosmic consciousness. So this is how we perceive our intuition, and this is how we actually make that phone call to the universe to receive that.
This is like our Wi-Fi. This is like our. It's
pretty much.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. It's the root chakra is connected to this last chakra here, and I feel like we've come a long way, all of us, and everyone who's been involved in this project has been growing along. So I feel it's really been beautiful. It's a bittersweet moment. I loved every minute of chatting with you and reconnecting and learning as I'm sharing as well. It's been really, really beautiful, and I can say that I am experiencing the boundlessness in my cosmic experience at the moment.
Yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Crown chakra. Infinite love and gratitude. Oh. So before we start, while we started, as we were coming into our session, and I love it. I fucking love you, Molly.
Yes!
The countdown with like the snow in the background with the like get you pumped up Tony Robbins music. Like, let's do this. Fucking love it. Thank you for all. And every single week, it's like a new surprise. How we progressed. And so that was fun. But I grabbed the Roman chamomile. which is blessings, blessings, blessings to the sky. Because it's not only about us, y'all. Okay, so Roman chamomile is the oil of spiritual purpose.
Yes.
And one of the things that came on is the countdown goes down. Countdown's telling me it's going to be time. And I'm like, what do I do? Turn it over. Turn it over. It's turn it over to the divine. This is not, it's the crown chakra is really not about me. It's literally in my intuition and what maybe I've studied. To me, the crown chakra is about, and everything you're saying, it's like tapping into the source, getting out of your head and like into the source, and it is that spiritual purpose comes through my body, because the true service of all humankind, in my own opinion, is to be of service.
Yes.
I just had to say that. So I'm calling in the divine healing intelligence to come through tonight and to help to heal humanity. Allow us to feel safe in our root chakra.
Yes.
So should we get to what is a chakra?
This is a Sahasrara chakra.
It's a what? Tell me again.
The Sahasrara chakra, it means 1,000-petaled or 1,000-petaled lotus.
Astrada?
Sahasrara.
Sahasrara.
Sahasrara. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fun. I'm going to play with that a little bit.
It was just as tricky as the Muladhara, which is the one that it connects with. The Mula what?
Yes. The Mula what?
The Mula what? So the root connection to Mother Earth and the elemental love. The crown chakra is our connection to universal love, cosmic love. The force, that connects us. This is where we find the oneness with higher self. So it's the last one, but definitely, very important one, because you can go all of your life, accumulating all the crystals that you want, or, attending all the festivals that you want, and buying all the oils, but you really need to work on the inner self as well, so that you can have that connection, so that source can guide you through your purpose here in life. And you need to have some form of faith in that. You need to have some form of belief that there is this higher, purpose, that there is this energy source that does connect with us. And if we just call out to it, eventually we'll start to hear the messages, and we'll start to begin, to feel guided into the right places, to be in the right place at the right time. And it's very important. You don't need to be completely, crazy religious, and you don't need to be a Buddhist monk either, but you definitely have to have some form of devotional belief, or some form of,
oh my God, dude, titty hard on. I have to tell you what you said. I'm like, I have to pull sandalwood, because it's another one of the oils you use for the crown chakra, and I'm just over here smelling it in all of what you're saying, because what you're saying is so fucking deep, tense, and beautiful, and it's literally programming new codes into my DNA, so that this work is embedded into our psyche. It's a part of our consciousness. It just becomes, and that's what we're doing. And so this is sandalwood, Hawaiian sandalwood. I actually was part of planting sandalwood trees in the Big Island of Hawaii in 2019.
Wow.
And that was lovely. So I'm going to just tell you that I think it's a sacred devotion. And you literally just said devotion, and my titty hard on got so hard I couldn't stop but yell it out. And so it is, yes, sacred, the oil of sacred devotion. And before you even started speaking, I fucking downloaded your vibrations and I pulled the proper oil. And I pulled the proper oil because the divine healing intelligence knows the answers to the plant medicine. And this shit is like next level. It's next level.
You are connected, sister. You are connected. Here lies our ability to claim our divinity right from the start. And I feel like you're tapping into that and you're just like going, okay, which one's the right oil? And it's no coincidence. I bathed myself in sandalwood when I came out of the shower today.
Oh my God, I love it. It makes
Yeah.
me so happy when other people are doing it too, because when I forget, I need to be reminded. Like, I want to surround myself with people and friends that use the same medicine as me. So instead of being like, yo, man, next, do you got any, I don't know what our people are taking, because this is what I'm taking. You know what I mean? And so I just really want, I really want my friends to be doing it so I can be like, get high on their supplies sometimes. You know what I'm saying, man? Dude,
Yes.
it's so good. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you put it all over your body.
So my body is grateful and Molly is loving it.
Ooh, it's a very masculine scent for those who don't know, but Hawaiian sandalwood's a little bit on the sweeter side.
That's right. You
And
have Hawaiian sandalwood and I have
oh, you do? That's right.
yeah, but
You
mine
have
is
the
not
Indian
Hawaiian.
one. Yours is the Indian sandalwood.
Mine is the Indian one, yes.
Yeah. That's cute.
I love it.
Oh, I love it so much. I don't use it that often, actually. It does feel so sacred to me that I'm actually very, I really bring it into like sacred rituals, not like daily rituals.
That's
And
right.
so it's not one that I use very often. Actually, they get all of their doTERRA, which is the company that I am so in love with and I totally represent proudly. I proudly sell doTERRA. I proudly educate. I'm a proud wellness advocate. And I was so honored to be able to go to a trip with doTERRA. I earned a trip to Hawaii. And we went, and like most people, like most companies, like you win a trip and they're like, yeah, let's lounge around. We earned it. It was amazing. Give me some more grapes and more wine. But we were like fucking digging holes and planting sandalwood trees. And I'm like, this is better than any more drinks and more wine. Like, we are giving back to this fucking earth that is providing for us everything. We're paying attention to like to rebuild the soil, how to rebuild the environment, how to, it takes 5 different species of trees for sandalwood to grow. And at one point in time, they went into the big island of Hawaii, the cattle ranchers, and they decided to clear all of the trees, most of the trees, many of the thousands of trees, not all of them, in the forest, so that they could raise cattle, so that they could, they needed income, so they raised the animals. And the business failed, thankfully. Sorry, find a new career. The business failed. That's only my opinion. I'm one person, and only one. And but what happened was they left the trees destroyed. So all the sandalwood that we get is from sandalwood trees that have been like fallen over and died, because all those other species that they need to survive died as well. So a lot of them died, and because they got cut down. So we get this oil, like that feels so recycled to me. It's like then they don't waste anything. Then they take the wood, they take all of the different parts of the tree, but now they're planting sandalwood trees in order to replenish the land so that we can have this medicine for years to come and help heal the earth. So I'm sorry I had to share that. I'm not sorry. I'm excited about it.
No, I love to hear where sandalwood comes from because it's one of my favorite oils, and I actually combined it. I know it's a little pungent, this one, but I only use a very, very tiny drop, if even a drop. Maybe just I honestly just even smear my hand at the top of the lid, and I take whatever's there.
It's
and
really powerful. You're right.
Hardly ever use one entire drop, and I mix it in with a little bit of frankincense, ylang ylang, and pink pepper.
Dude, frankincense is also a crown chakra oil, of course.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So that's the oil of truth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. God bless. It's so good. It's divine truth with a little bit of sacred devotion. And ylang-ylang, don't forget that childhood. Bring in some child play. I put the frankincense to the roof of my mouth. I need to figure out what pink pepper is right now because you just stumped me. I look up in this essential oils and emotions book to all of those out there who's like, what is she doing? How is she doing that? Literally, all you have to do is open your bottles of oils, smell them, and read this book while you smell them and try to figure out what the fuck is going on in your body and your mind.
It's that easy.
It's that fucking easy. So let's look up what you're doing with pink pepper. We've got Sacred Devotion, Oil of Truth. We got some Inner Child with the Lang-a-Lang. And then pink pepper is trying to tell us, don't lick your hands in public, people. It's a whole new thing. Only at home after you've washed your hands many times. Pink pepper, intrinsic equality.
Ooh, wow.
Intrinsic equality. That sounds fun. I'll take some of that. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go deep on this one, girl. Ooh, I love it.
It's sweet. It's peppery, but it's also very sweet, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about pink pepper is it's super sweet. It's like giving you a little. I'm going to make
It's like
this mix that you made. Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually went to a park this week for my friend's birthday. If people want to have birthdays, you still can just social distance at a park. It's very easy to do. You can even bring a little music and dance with your friends in the fucking grass. It's amazing. So I did that, and we were dancing on Monday, last Monday, a week ago. Not even a week ago. What day is it? A week and a half ago. It's Wednesday, everybody, in case you don't know.
Happy Wednesday!
Who knows? And so we were at her birthday party, and my other friend Jessie got so excited. She's like, these are pink pepper trees. These are pink pepper trees everywhere. And she was looking around for the pink pepper trees, and it was so cool because I'm like, I probably wouldn't even have noticed that we were literally dancing under pink pepper trees. And now that I have my pink pepper, it made me want to climb that tree and grab some of that thing down and take a sniffy.
We have
I brought
a
my
couple
oils
here in our mountain.
Yeah, I feel like they maybe grow pretty well in this area. I forget where doTERRA gets their pink pepper. They always get their oils from the indigenous regions that they actually naturally grow, the plants. Like we get our frankincense from Somalia. And it's pretty amazing.
I love
Pretty
frankincense.
amazing. I'm so in love with frankincense. Everybody has like a love affair with frankincense, and it's like, so yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, I'm almost out of frank. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Everybody
That's
loves
how I feel it all. Everybody loves some Frank. You got to have some Frank.
He's a man. Frank is the man. Or Frank is.
It is actually. Is because he's the oil to help people with their issues. Like it's the wounded masculine. It's like the antidote or the cure. No, it's not. It's not. I'm not allowed to say anything is a cure. But from my experience, using the frankincense has helped me with my own personal wounded masculine, because we as a human are both sides, masculine and feminine. And we have to be very careful of when we're like talking shit about men and all the, magnifying all the horrible things that men has ever done. Like, yes, we need these men. We love these men and we want to have them be in their power again. It's just, they need to get to the truth. The truth is in frankincense, the oil of truth. So it's a really amazing, and it's no surprise that they gave Jesus frankincense and myrrh, the wise men, the wise guys. Oh, fuck, wise guys.
This is for your crown chakra.
They're like, and then this is for your daddy issues, because God, God's got a lot of expectations, Jesus. You got it. You're going to have to walk on water. You're going to have to like the prostitutes, but not have sex with them. There's lots of different scenarios, but frankincense is the oil of truth. It's amazing. And then they also, which I don't think is a crown chakra one, but since we're talking about it, we might as well bring myrrh in, because nobody ever talks about her.
Oh, I love myrrh.
You do? Oh my gosh, Molly, did you hear that?
I do. And it's just like this pungent sandalwood. I like to use it in small amounts and mix it in with other stuff, because I feel like it complements other oils very well.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You know what? We all knew last night. All of us sat around a table, distanced, and we sat around a table and we talked about oils, and you weren't there yet because you were studying for this wonderful class. Namaste. I'm so grateful. But we were smelling these oils, and all of us were like, oh, myrrh. And then, but we were like, but Delia, I bet you she's going to like it, because you have that interesting sense. And you also have the ability to take a smell that all of us think is pretty gross. And when you put it on your body, it's like you transform it into this magical, mystical forest that we all want to go inside.
It's so funny you just said that. When I was putting on my blend before I moved for the show right now, I was thinking, I wonder if Molly's gonna dig this blend because it's not a blend that I've done usually. But the moment she sat down at the table, she kept going, "What's that? What's that stuff you're wearing? What is that? What you got going on there?"
And to be fair, like that same smell would not, it's not Molly's scent. Like you'd be like, Molly, what are you doing? I mean, go take a shower. You know what I mean? Because it's not, it's the way that your body, and we all have our different scents. Everybody will, you know what I'm saying? And it just happens to be that you're rolling deep with some truth, sacred devotion, some, what was that, pink pepper? Intrinsic equality. Hello. And then you bring in, because you're a master of your tool, we bring in the lang-a-lang, la 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 lang la lang lang lang. And I think most of us agree, aside from people I know. Okay, Molly and Raquel and I think we weren't digging the lang-a-lang, if I'm not mistaken. But it does smell good in blends. It always, to me, I feel like it smells, it's like one that it's so strong and powerful, you just put a teeny bit in.
Yes.
So there's
just
that.
Drop or two in the blend. It just holds it so well. It's that I don't know what smell of ylang ylang. People can never tell what the hell it is I'm wearing, but people keep just going, "Oh, that smell that you're wearing. Oh,
you're
yum! Like, the lavender is it? No, it's and people can never tell, but people can never get enough of it."
It reminds me of a banana for some reason.
Banana,
it has that, like, sweetness.
Bananas.
Molly says yes, it does. It has like a rotten banana.
Oh my God! Now that you know what, it is a ripe fruit smell yeah. It's like,
I guess you're right. That's true. True.
That's where the sweetness comes from, I guess. And I don't even like bananas. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Right now I'm digging it. I'm going to take some more sniffs. It's the oil of the inner child. And I got to tell everybody right now, we got to get out of this narrative and these stories that other people are telling and start getting into our crown chakra and start creating our own stories. We can make so many magical possibilities for ourselves rather than going down these different rabbit holes of somebody else's story that they're dictating. It can be fun though, and it can also add to my story. So, I just, whatever. Do what you do after smelling some oils. For me.
After you get a good whiff.
Yeah, that's some inner child work right now. I can feel it right now. Working. Okay, I'm going to go back to this essential oils and chakra guide.
Let's do it.
And it just explains to us, this is like a sheet that I use that I get all of my information from, just to relay the message to you guys in a very simple way. And then Delia and I will start unpacking the very simple way into a deeper way to try and help understand it even more. Yeah, get it out, get it out. I love it. You're my Vanna White over there, like mime, unpacking like a mime. Okay, I'm going to do the crown chakra, and it is understanding your chakras. Chakras are the energy centers in your body through which energy flows. These energy centers are directly linked to mental, physical, spiritual attributes. My understanding, or by understanding, not my understanding, the understanding of this piece of paper, by understanding what each chakra represents and what you can do to keep this energy flowing freely, you can achieve an optimal quality of life for yourself and those around you. It's a lot of work, this chakra business.
Yes, it is. Definitely extremely rewarding.
Yeah, thank you. Because work, just because it's work and just because it can be challenging, it's worth it. So it's worth doing. That's what we want to figure out in our life, I think, is what is worth my time and investment? What is worth my energy? And you can never waste time plugging into yourself and in with your spirit and just really grounding on this earth. And we can do that when we get a deeper understanding of our chakras. And when we understand that what's happening with us are affecting the people around us. And so if we aren't healing for ourselves, if you're the type of people that are more in the codependent camp, and you are, or a healer, an empath, it's really important to do the inner work on ourselves, because that's when we'll be of service. Because when we get into that codependency place and we try to fix everyone else and aren't balancing, at least with fixing our healing and working on ourselves, not fixing, it's a work in progress always. And when we really check into that place, then we are of the most service and we're not enabling anymore. So I love that.
I love that too. I'm
going to tell something. I'm so grateful for you too. Like, one of my inner child things, working on my inner child, because this bitch Lang came out and like punches me in the nose, and she wants me to work on this inner child work. And one of my inner child situations is reading in front of people, because I have dyslexia, and I've always thought I'm not smart, because to be patient enough. You guys hear how fast I talk. To be patient enough to actually sound out a word and then explain it. I have like 500 stories going on in the middle of that in my brain. And so I noticed it's that ability, like the ability to focus. And what I noticed is that inner child, that little inner child came in and was like, while I was reading this tonight, was telling me, oh no, it's happening again. But now it's the growth for me is that I can laugh about it and keep going and not get caught up in it and make a big deal about it like I am right now. But it's really, and this is what it looks like to like use the oils and have these kinds of things come up and notice like, wow, I am making progress. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to appreciate that I have this awareness and know that I am not stupid. It's just I learn or I understand in a different way. Pictures, I'm very visual, and so if this was written in hieroglyphics, I'd be fucking nailing it. But
that's right. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I happen to be dyslexic myself, and it's something that I experienced when I was younger, but it's kicked into high gear now that I'm in my 30s. And I read this really amazing book that was recommended to me by a friend of Molly's, and it's called The Dyslexic Advantage. And it's a really great book. So if you want, I can loan it to you.
Okay, but real quick, you want to know what just happened? You told me I've got this book, and I was like, I'm out. Because
it's not a long book, it's a very short book. And it's really big words, so it doesn't have a lot of pages.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. And two things. One, if it comes in an Audible version, I'm a little bit more in.
Oh, I think it does.
Second, and my favorite, is I literally, within Kundalini Yoga and the oils and my life experience, wisdom and age, I have no idea what the fuck it is. But if you just give me the cliff notes to the book, I can get the downloads. My brain is like beep-ba-boop, boop. And I take what I need and I leave the rest. Like literally from even watching this program with us tonight. If you could literally take one thing, who cares? You took one thing and you weren't watching some other bullshit that's taking you downtown.
That's right. So I will go ahead and give you a download. I definitely will give you.
We don't have to do it. We don't have to do it right now. Maybe we could have a commercial for the book, and we could give everybody the downloads.
Oh, I love that.
Another day.
I love that.
So let's talk about the purpose of the Crown Chakra. Is. Oh, you want to tell me? You want to tell me? Go tell me.
No. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
This is just going to be super simple. Delia is going to go deep, y'all. Okay, here we go. This is the oil of our connection to spirituality and our higher self and life purpose, which is why chamomile, which is why sandalwood.
Yes.
And you've already said a lot of that same things, but I know you can go deeper. So let's hear what you got for us, girl.
It's responsible for the transcendence of our limitations. So if we can tap into this chakra, nothing is impossible. Everything is achievable, within the mind's, second thought. This is how quickly the universe will manifest for you if you're able to tap into this chakra. So let's get started.
Oh my gosh, we are. I feel like I've already been. I mean, we're doing it. I feel like we're all in. Like I'm all in right now. I'm in.
Yes.
My
It's a
lights.
funnel that's just constantly expelling energy and sucking in energy as well. So every now and then we do connect to source. We do connect to source energy, and sometimes we ignore it. And I feel like even sitting in a moment of silence can help everyone
Mm.
tap into their crown chakra. And if you want to find out exactly where your crown chakra is, you want to take your thumbs and you want to put them right above your ears. And then you want to connect your index fingers together and
Oh
bring
my God,
them
this is so much fun.
down. Connect the index
The
fingers
pointer, the pointer one.
down. Bring them down, and that's that spot right there, the baby soft spot. That's where the crown chakra is.
Oh, the baby soft spot.
Yes.
I don't know. My spot is not soft anymore.
So this is said to be the chakra through where the soul enters the body.
Mm.
So it's very interesting that when the mother is crowning, the baby's being born, she's crowning. Get it?
Whoa. So you don't think the spirit, do you not think the spirit is in the baby before the baby comes out?
I believe that the spirit is with the mother. I don't believe
Yeah,
it's
that's
in
how I feel.
her
Yeah.
until the baby comes into this realm.
That feels right. I mean, that feels like the prop. Like that's the way that I mean. That's the way that I vibe it. Like you might be growing. You're growing the spacesuit or the little human that's gonna come in. But I think it's just like floating around, checking you guys out, getting a.
From the moment the mother and the father are creating this baby, the soul is watching and has chosen to come into this life as their child. And so once that contract is made, then you know we are responsible for being in the space as the fetus is growing, because we too need to, you know, grow close to both energies as we are going to be in the baby's body when we come into this realm. So it's also the chakra through which we go into the light when we leave this vessel.
Mm, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I love that because it's like you can just go back to where you came from in a meditation.
It's our gate. It's our gate. If you think about it, it's really our gate in and out of this world.
Yeah, I believe it. And for me, the Kundalini yoga really like that's a tool that I'm gonna swear by. It is like next level shit for doing all this work. It's
Yeah.
like I can't. I got some green mandarin, the oil of infinite possibilities on my nose because I was just sniffing it so strong. Do you have it? Green
I
mandarin?
don't. It's on my list.
Ooh,
I made last
Delia
night.
has a big list. So excited. Oh, yeah, I love that green mandarin. It's actually just red mandarin, but it's what's it called when it's not ripe? The ripe means it's good and ready to pick, but what's before that? Does it have a word?
They do in
I just
Spanish, but not
I
know.
just say not ripe, I guess. I don't know if there's a word, but that's a trivia question.
Anybody know? Right? We would love.
If you get it right,
who knows
if
it?
you get it right, if you get it right in the comments, we'll send you a wild orange.
Yes,
I like that.
Something some wild orange.
I like that.
That sounds good. Infinite possibilities, y'all.
I love it. Infinite possibilities.
Okay, so oh, it's the crown chakra. It's infinite possibilities. Today I had a friend call me with like tears, like she was just crying, and she got really a rabbit hole on the social media, and I recognize myself because I can go into this little spiral sometimes too. And it was so great that she reached out to us, her friends, like in her emotions, and it was so cool to be working on this crown chakra today. Not get caught up in the story, to feed the fear, to really guide or suggest that she just meditate or be in peace or ground into the earth or smell her oils, or not keep finding evidence that story that made her feel so scared and so upset, not continue to find the evidence that story is real, because you can tap into any story. There's infinite possibilities. So it's a matter of like what you put your attention on grows. And so, yeah, I just had to say that, I guess.
And you were there for her, and you had the tools.
It was so awesome. And now I'm so excited about this because I'm going to send her our own recording. I was sending her other things. And now I'm like, watch this girl, I got my own show.
Yes, we did. I think that's right. And if anybody is watching for the first time, we do have 6 other chakras that we did talk about previously. And I suggest that you watch from the start just so you can get an understanding of you know, the fundamentals of what a chakra is, how we begin to activate them, and it's important to start at the roots. So the first video I would highly recommend to anyone who's watching for the first time. But for all of you who have been there, you know, through the beginning of this beautiful adventure, is, you know, thank you. And I hope that you all are learning as much as we are. I hope that every single one of you is taking something from all this beautiful madness that we created.
What I also love about it, it's like, it's just, you can keep on watching, and it's so long. We do it so long, which is so exciting because most people don't have the patience for it, but you can just have it playing in the background while you put on your makeup or run your bath or mop your floor or something like that, because there's so much other noise going on that's not plugging you into your body, that's not reminding you of how you feel. It's not reminding you that you are a divine channel of light, and whatever plug into a few times a day is great when you can plug into something that's going to uplift you and change your vibration, change your energetic vibration to a higher frequency, which is what we're working on doing.
Yes.
Here, I'm going to go back to my chart and do talk about the location. You told us about the location. Check. And then the color is violet or white. And both of you and I chose the white, which I'm loving.
Yes, we look amazing in white.
Oh, I love white. It's like pop. It's so good.
I love it too. And it makes me very mindful of what I'm doing with every part of my body, because I've noticed that I tend to close doors with my hips or open gates with my arms and stuff. I use my body a lot. So if I'm wearing white, I end up with dark spots all over my body.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to be very careful. Like, I'm using my hands to open things, and I'm using my hands to do the things that I normally would ask other parts of my body to do for me, just so that I can keep the white. It's almost impossible, but it makes me very mindful of what I'm doing with my body, where I'm sitting down, what I'm brushing up against when I'm wearing so much white. Very mindful of my step and where I'm moving my body throughout the world.
I am so this is the beauty of Delia. This is how the magic that you are is that every single scenario and situation, there are signs and meanings and deeper meanings and understandings. And I think a lot of people out there be like, I'm a slob. Every time I wear white, I spill shit on myself. I can't wear white. You just have those. I am one of those people at times, and my husband he's like a bull in a china shop. He cannot wear white. And I love white, but you do have to be very careful when you're going to wear white.
You have to be careful. You just have to be careful if you want to keep it pristine for the rest of the day, which is almost impossible. But if you want to keep it somewhat decent, you have to be very aware.
And the spiritual connection in that is that you're being more present in your body. So the challenge in wearing your white. And, I think that the Sikhs wear white. A lot of Sikhs do Kundalini yoga. I think Kundalini yoga actually it comes from maybe trick. It's like an offshoot, or maybe Tantra is an offshoot of Kundalini. I'm not sure which way it goes, but a lot of the Kundalini masters wear white. And I know that it comes in a lot of the teaching. And they also grow their hair really long. And then they'll pull their hair up into like a white turban, and they wrap it around their head. And that bun is supposed to be the connection to the 10th gate. I believe right. The 10th gate.
So I've done Kundalini yoga with Raquel and I. We do take classes, and when we do go into class, after a while, I was feeling called to wear a white covering on my head, and it did make me go deeper into my meditation. Absolutely helps. I feel like there's some form of protectiveness that comes from the color of white, that absorbing consciousness energy constantly. So if you are putting it around your crown chakra, it does help the antenna, so to speak. It channel in for you to be able to connect even deeper, further, faster. So it does work. Wearing white really does work. And if your crown chakra is beginning to get activated, you will feel more drawn to the color white. It's not something that I ever wore before when I was in my younger days. For the same reason that I was like, I'm not wearing white. I can't wear white. It's always getting dirty. I always have to be careful where I'm sitting. I can't touch anything. And that wasn't a color that I was ever attracted to, but slowly but surely I became, just a little bit more aware of how beautiful of a color it is and how good it makes me feel when I wear it.
Yes, and you became like more of a dainty flower. You're more careful. And so,
and you look gorgeous in white too. I think I hardly ever see you wear all white, and you look amazing.
It's hard. We have that issue, but right now, I mean, we're in quarantine. I'm just doing this show. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna throw my T-shirt on after this. I will choose a white T-shirt just because I'm gonna go with the theme of the night. But yes, it's all good.
It's all good.
I'm not gonna get too messed up in my own house, I don't think. It's out on the mean, dirty streets that you can get messed up. I actually did a hike though with Yoga Galactica because it wouldn't be a chakra episode if we didn't talk about them. But I went on a hike with them and we all dressed up in all white. And I was like, we're going to be walking through dirt and white. And they're like, don't worry, it still looks white in the pictures. So if anybody out there wants to wear white in a big dirt storm, which most Burning Man people have, you'll realize that it still looks fantastic.
I dare you, wear it.
Double dare you. Open the crown chakra and wear your white out. I feel like we should go on to the next part. The element is thought. Oh, wow.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot of that.
Which is why sitting in silence is so important for your crown chakra, but not easy to do. I suggest.
Free silence. I live with people right now in this quarantine, and one of them is 5 years old. And I am like the goddess. And so everything's, mommy, look at this. Mommy, look at that. Mommy, 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 mommy. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, how have I been able to plug in? But actually, I do plug in when I sit with him and I'm present with him and I look into his little eyes, and the conversations that we have together are so beautiful. This is like
divine love.
Quarantine is, divine love. Yes, exactly. And the closeness that we all get to have during this quarantine. I had somebody text me and they're like, when are you going to start working again? I'm like, when the government stops paying me to not work. It's like, you're paying me not to work so that I don't like clog up the system. Or, whatever. We're all doing what we can. And so, touching people's bodies is a lot because I'm also a massage therapist. So,
yes, and you're taking all that as well.
You're right. And so it's harder. That's the other thing about keeping our immune system strong is that if we're out there in the world and we're like stressed out and we're worried or we have all kinds of things, our immune system is already compromised. And when you pick up the energy of somebody else that is worried and stressed out and has all these things, and you're worried and stressed out, that is actually a recipe for disaster and compromises the immune system. So right now, this time to me is a reflection of how can I be as healthy as I possibly be? How can I service my body temple? How can I how can I really like suit up to be a light warrior? Like, this is like suit up time. This is like light warrior and training time, which is why I'm so grateful that this show manifested during this time. And so it's so beautiful to be able to have this time with my family and this time to work on myself.
Yes.
Because of this connection that we're having. So All right. So the sound is with a B ohm. Do you know how to do it?
Oh.
Oh. Woo! I felt it. It was also because I have a light ring. So I have my light ring in the background. And you know when there's a light and then you close your eyes, you like see that light. So I'm like, am I really opening up my crown chakra right now? Or is this an optical illusion?
As long as you see the light.
It was brilliant. I loved it. It's like boom, 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 like rings in my
It feels like a shower of light above my head. So if I'm focusing on my third eye, I almost feel like I have a really bright light above me.
Yeah, I could see it. I could feel it. Mine feels like it has a little bit of pink in it right now. It's interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe it's my picture.
The crown chakra is white. So white is a combination of all the colors of the spectrum. So energy does activate the crown chakra as well. Being surrounded by colorful rainbow energy is also very important, not just
Is
white.
that why you have on the rainbow earrings?
Yes.
You're so thoughtful. It's so amazing. I'm so grateful that you brought that up because it like ties in your thoughtfulness.
Mm-hmm. I saw very like flashes of blues and greens, but I also saw a lot of white. I didn't get any pink for me. I just saw blues and greens before I saw the white.
That's so cool. See how it happens like that for anyone. So just try Om.
It's different for everyone.
Also, what happened to us?
N and the letter G together will also help activate the crown chakra. So it'll sound like
It takes a minute. I feel it go through the different quadrants until it
That's
goes.
exactly how it should feel. Yes, it's supposed to start to like trickle up into the crown chakra, and that's how I feel it too. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Crown chakra.
Yeah, man. Okay, let's do some more. Let's do the crystals. The crystals for the crown chakra are a clear quartz. I think I have one of those guys. Little guy right here. Do you have one of those guys? Mine still has it. Mine still has it. It costs $5 on it from a.
Oh my god, I love that.
They just put it on with a Sharpie. I do not know where this came from. I did get it like one of those. Have you seen those crystal shops? It happens just when you roll out of Arizona. It's like happens like 3 months out of the year, and it's like rows and rows and rows, and people like for a living live in their trailers and go from crystal show to crystal show to crystal show.
Yep.
Now, if that isn't infinite possibilities, I don't know what is, y'all. There's all kinds of options out there. All kinds.
All kinds.
Oh, it's so cool. So I got this. Actually, I think somebody gave this to my son because he's so freaking cute. And he's like running around the crystal shops while I'm looking at crystals. And somebody's like, "Oh, you're a cute little boy. Here, take this crystal."
Aww.
So he, of course, gave it to me. He's a mama.
That's right. Oh yeah.
We have the diamond.
Herkimer diamond, including.
Yeah, you're right. Herkimer diamond, exactly. Just so everybody knows out there, I lost my wedding ring. It was a diamond. My husband had it engraved and insured, which was a lovely choice. It's because he knows his wife. I did lose it legitimately on accident. And we got to go to France with the money because I don't need another diamond if I'm just going to lose diamonds. You know what I'm saying? So,
remember that one time diamonds sent us to France
and opened up my crown chakra on the. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. And then lepidolite. What is it?
Lepidolite.
Lepidolite.
Yes.
Okay. Moonstone. I think I have this one's moonstone, right? This guy? Is this little guy?
That may be some form of moonstone. Moonstone has a sheen to it, and it's kind of milky, but kind of see-through also.
I think maybe just because this guy looks like the moon to me. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not sure. And then we have amethyst and sapphire.
Yeah.
So, I have this. This is actually like a crown chakra crystal water bottle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it? One of my clients gave this to me. Shout out to Amy Cotier.
Go, Amy. That's gorgeous.
So nice.
That is gorgeous. Is that all glass?
Yeah, it's all glass. So you know me, not the dainty flower that can wear white. When I first got this, I was like, oh no, this is like so fragile. And I was like, okay, I'm only going to use it in ritual. I gave myself all these rules. I'm going to be very careful with it. It was going to be like my sandalwood. And I placed it down on the table and I set it on like a card that was like this high, like half on. And it fell over and broke. I had it like 7 hours. Okay, maybe 3 days. But it was still like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? And I looked it up because I wanted to be able to tell my client, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so amazing. I use it in all my rituals. I'm so grateful. Thank you for thinking of me. And I felt so bad to be like, I had it for 3 days and then I broke it. And so, so I called the company. And I said, I told them the story. And then she said, well, a brand new bottle was like $60 something, like $69 or something. And I was like, oh girl, I would not buy a water bottle that costs that much. So do I have any other options? And she said, you can actually buy the insert on the inside for like $24. And I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me like that. So I was able to do that and then keep the crystal base and then get a new crystal. And it's now lasted me 3 years. I'm proud to say I had to learn a hard lesson. And so hopefully it stays with me for a very long time.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
I never told Amy that story, but I'm not sure she would watch this show.
You never know.
You're true. That's so true. She's so cute because she's like, oh, she's so cute. She's like a corporate woman, like getting shit done. And she's like, she's so cute. I know she would like crystals. Let's get her a crystal water bottle. And I feel like she kind of lives vicariously through me a little bit because I know my life seems irresponsible to some.
You are just a badass witch. That's fine.
Thank you very much. So that is the crystals. And next, we've already talked about the essential oils quite a bit.
Yes.
But I can always talk about them a little bit more. The essential oils that we would use to help with clearing or balancing the crown chakra or frankincense, like we true helichrysum, which we didn't talk about. Do you have that one?
I don't, unless it's in the blend that I have. But you know what?
It's in deep blue.
Deep blue, yes it is.
Yeah. It's hard to find in there. It's the most interesting smell. It actually helps with trauma. Like it's a really healing. It also helps to repair tissues if you pull a muscle in your body. But it is, yeah, it smells so weird. It literally smells like liquid skin. I know it sounds terrible, but it smells like liquid skin. And it is kind of like liquid skin. So if you cut yourself and you're bleeding, you can put a drop of this on. And for most people, it will start coagulating the blood and stop the bleeding. It also, because it repairs tissues, you'll have things that heal very fast.
You gave me helichrysum a long time ago when I had really badly chapped lips. I was like to the point of bleeding. And I think you gave me helichrysum. And it healed overnight.
Oh, this is a miracle. This shit is a miracle. It's pretty pricey. I think this tiny bottle is in the $60s or $70. But you're happy you have it. It's just, if you really bulk up your tool belt like I do, you have something for everything. But I want to see a little bit more about helichrysum because it's not one I typically use because I don't really love the way it smells. I also am not sure that I'm one person who really wants to go too deep into my trauma because I don't really know if it services me that much to go too deep into it. But maybe if I use the helichrysum, I'll be like, start convulsing with devastation. So I'd rather just take some peppermint. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Oh.
Hey, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. I also went to hypnotherapy school. I'm a hypnotherapist that just never kept doing it as a business. But it's one of those things that, you know, you go to therapy and you uncover and you discover and you like go through these deep things and you bring up all this stuff. But then it doesn't seem like there's a lot of solution. Like, what do I do with this now? Now I have all, what am I supposed to do with this? So that's why I like Reiki healing or this kind of healing or doing hypnotherapy and that kind of stuff, because it's like, okay, now going forward, we'll take all of those things that happened to us that were horrible as whatever awful blessing, but that it's actually made us who we are as people. And like, that's how we can be of service, is to transmute that trauma into wisdom and strength and all those things. I don't necessarily need to replay the story over and over again. Some people do. Sometimes that helps. I mean, I know a lot of people do the EMDR, which is very helpful. That is reliving the trauma. Everybody's in a different one, but this is, so helichrysum helps it's for pain, actually. So helichrysum is amazing healer of emotional pain. It aids the walking wounded, those with a history of difficult life circumstances, trauma, self-destruction, loss, or abuse. These individuals need the powerful spiritual support that helichrysum offers. It gives strength and endurance to the wounded soul who must keep on living despite past difficulties. This oil restores confidence in life and in the self, giving the individual strength to carry on. Helichrysum has a powerful relationship with the light of the sun. It imbues joy, fervor, and hope for living. Helichrysum takes hurt souls by the hand, guiding them through life's difficulties. If individuals can preserve this oil, if individuals can persevere, this oil can take them into new heights of spiritual consciousness. Hold on, I'm gonna take another sniffy before I keep reading.
I love that.
I wish everybody could smell it with me right now.
Yeah.
With skin.
For all the chakras, not just the crown chakra. Very importantly for the crown chakra, that helps you tap into that you know, that devotion, the act of service, being here to serve each other. That's the crown chakra right there.
That is. It's so good. It's so good. Helichrysum offers hope that their emotional wounds can be healed. Following this spiritual healing and transformation, helichrysum can teach individuals to have gratitude for their trials. It helps them to see that if they had not been wounded, they would not have sought healing that resulted in the spiritual rebirth.
Love that.
Like, but I'm still going to keep going. Just as the phoenix dies and rises from the ashes, so might an individual be raised from turmoil. Helichrysum lends its warrior spirit so that one may face adversities with courage and determination. It brings hope to the most discouraged of souls and life to those in need of rebirth. Oh my gosh, fucking oil drop, yo. Oil drop. Oil drop. I'm going to start using this more. Fine. It's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said before I even started talking about it. It's everything.
I would love to use it for Kundalini yoga, just tapping a little bit of my you read my mind.
Yeah, of course I did, girl. I got the download.
Look at that, Deep Blue. You got the download, sister. Mm-hmm. You got the download. I love connecting with my sisters without words.
So good. So you're using Deep Blue right now.
I am.
The Deep Blue it's actually a more gentle version of the helichrysum. Because like I said, the helichrysum is like punches you right in the nose. And the deep blue it helps for like soothing muscles and aches and pains. It's really good for like helping with arthritis or like any chronic back, super helpful to try out. But it's the oil of surrender because it has wintergreen in it, and wintergreen is the oil of surrender. And then it also has peppermint in it, and peppermint is the oil of a buoyant heart. So and what's cool, and I've talked about this before, but what's cool is when somebody reaches for their oils to help with their neck pain or the back pain because they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, is that you're applying this, but it's helping you to surrender your pain. And it's working on those deeper issues, because all things that, in my opinion, all things that manifest in our body are a manifestation of whatever we're repressing or suppressing or not looking at. And our body is communicating with us, and it wants you to pay attention to it, and it wants you to go deeper and figure out where and how you can heal it, which is also what the chakras are doing. Did you want to add anything to that before I go on to the other oils?
No, please go on.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on a rant over here. Okay, so the lemon is the oil of focus, and lemon feels like sunshine in a bottle. Lemon is only $10 if you guys want to clear your chakras.
I was telling my friend the other day, I was like, did you know lemon is only $10? And I need to add that's on my list too.
Every day. Lemon in your water every day. I like to put it in my water before I add the water so that it disperses into littler drops rather than being one giant drop on the bottom, on the top of my glass, just chilling. But so it's also the oil of focus, lemon. So it helps with focusing. It's also like sunshine in a bottle, like I said.
Yes.
Oh, it's just so happy. All citruses are just so happy, right?
Makes my mouth water.
It clears my sinuses. I literally can feel the mucus and any kind of like buildup debris in my brain in the form of mucus starting to like be like, oh, we got to get out of here. The lemon's coming. Oh, I'm not going to read about it because we already have been doing a lot of reading tonight. And you guys heard about how I feel about that. Thank you for helping me heal. And then another one is Melissa. Okay, now we're getting crazy, you guys. She is okay. This gal, this lovely lady here, Melissa. I can't get her where she's like, there she is.
There it is.
$115, 5 milliliter bottle, 85 drops. Yep, that's right. And I'm worth it. No, but for real,
is that Melissa's voice?
that's what she's saying. She's like, you need me, you need me. But what really happened was, for a while, because doTERRA really, it's super important to them that they only harvest oils that are okay with, like, we're not going to rape the land, right? We're not taking from the land and not giving back to the land. And so if a plant is starting to go extinct, then they have to wait until it's replenished and or find a different place to source it. So Melissa was going extinct, and it's so powerful. It's a beautiful flower. I'm not sure exactly how to plant it, how they have to source it, but most flowers, they have to pick it in like the morning dew. So they have like 2 hours to pick these thousands of petals of flowers and then carry them up this hill and then steam them. I think they steam them. Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe they cold press. I better learn that. All I know is this is super powerful. I'm not even allowed to say the things it does because the CDC and they will try to want to like shut doTERRA down because it's like, oh no, it's not a pharmaceutical. It's like, it's so powerful. It's really great to have on hand as like an emergency oil. And it also helps with very like super down feelings. So I like to put it on the roof of my mouth also. Not often, but they say that your whole life can change if you do for 21 days straight. I haven't done it because I haven't been.
On how they go and they pick the petals, during the morning dew, because in alchemical practice, if you are choosing a plant, particularly a flower, to extract the soul from, purposely, you are required in alchemy practice as well to pick the flowers during morning, because that's when
And
I believe that's when the plant is like at its maximum potency. I've read about that. So it's like when the plant is ready to be taken. This is its prime moment. So when you told me this, I got chills. I literally got chills. Like doTERRA is doing some hardcore alchemy on these plants. I love that.
Well, and so this is how they're they're like the masterminds, is that because they only use like the small artisan farmers that have been doing this like their whole yard. These farms have been passed on for generation to generation to generation, and these people, this has been land that has provided for them their whole life. They love it, they take care of it, and they tend to it, and they know how important it is to keep it, all the rituals around it in place, and to honor the, it's so beautiful. And then what's cool is that most farmers like that have this land are have been barely scraping, and most essential oil companies don't give a shit, and they'll just come take all of the plants, and then they adulterate them, add synthetics, they're able to sell them for super cheap, and then they don't care about the people that are actually tending to the land. And these people have barely enough money to put their, have their kids have healthy meals, or to have running water in their house, or they're sleeping on dirt floors. They don't have a hospital in their community. And I know in Somalia, when they started working with the people, there were eight tribesmen that were taking all of the money, and they were the people that were actually climbing the trees and putting the divot in the tree and waiting for the sap to come out of the tree and harvest the oil. They're paying those guys, risking their lives every day, like pennies. We saw how they slept on like dirt floors. And doTERRA came in and got all those 8 chiefs together and basically bought them out. They're like, we want to pay fair wages year round to the people working and tending to this land. And we also want to figure out what your community needs to thrive. Like, what do you need? And they said they needed schools. And doTERRA said, we will build schools for your children under one condition, that you allow girls to go to school. So I know I've told this story before on one of our chakra classes, but it's just it's that we want all of the businesses and all of the companies and all of the people that are selling us things. It's the heart that we want to be, and the intention that we want to be behind business. So it's really cool.
I want to work with integrity, and I want everyone around to also have the same integrity.
Yeah, ideally. I mean, that's definitely the dream. I know everybody's in a different place in life, but that's for me part of my dream anyways. And so let's go into another oil. We have Melissa, Roman chamomile, which I already talked to, spiritual purpose, rosemary. I know you gotta love rosemary. Do you have it?
I don't.
Wow.
Not yet.
You can get rosemary all over the streets of LA. I mean, it's everywhere.
In your garden.
It's so great. Yeah, even if you don't have essential oils and you have rosemary in your own garden, you can go and like just massage and mess with the leaves, right? And just anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. And it's the oil of wisdom.
Yeah.
And wisdom. What else? Let me see. I definitely know some wisdom in there. Oh, there she is. Rosemary, knowledge and transition.
Yes.
Nothing about wisdom, but to me, it's the same thing.
Knowledge is wisdom, and wisdom is knowledge. So, yeah.
Yes. Teachable, enlightened, mental clarity, open to new experiences, ability to adjust. It's also in adaptive.
Oh.
How did you feel about the adaptive?
I love it.
Good. Absolutely. I love it too. It's so good. It's got I've so far only met one person that's not in, someone who will rename nameless. But I think it's going to grow on that person. It's a really amazing adaptive oil. I'm sure you can catch me talking about it anytime you tune into my Insta stories.
Is there Roman chamomile in adaptive?
I don't think so. You're throwing me for a loop. I usually let me test myself. Wild orange, lavender, spearmint, copaiba, rosemary, neroli, and I think like a weird one that they don't normally carry. Sweet gum, yeah. Yeah, I got them all. I got them all. Magnolia. I miss magnolia. I bet you magnolia is one of the, this is an older chart, so I don't have some of the newer oils, and magnolia is a newer oil. I bet you it would be a crown chakra oil for sure. Also one that they pick in the dew, the morning dew. Have you smelled the magnolia?
Yes. I love it.
So good. It's delicious. And then lastly, the last oil that we would recommend in this category would be sandalwood. We already did it. And the affirmation on this sheet is, I am one with my higher self and one with the divine.
Yes, I love that.
Took me a really long time, like a whole hour to get through that sheet. And I think we've gone a little deeper. I want to know what because I know you did some studying, and I want to know what kind of things popped up for you that were new, or that like triggered you, or that you were able to work on. I just was curious about your experience as you've been working on the crown chakra for a couple weeks.
Glad you asked. Thank you. I have noticed that when I'm doing readings for people, I tend to tap into my third eye, so my intuition tells me a lot. And if the person is really blocked off and their energy is completely like, you're not gonna get in here. Like sometimes people sit down and get a reading, but they don't really want a reading. They're just there. Because they're there, but they're deep down inside. They just don't want to know what they need to hear. And when I encounter people like that, I have to really tap into my crown chakra and just really go with whatever source is going to tell me. And like, I have to sit in a moment of silence for a minute or two before I actually start tapping into what it is that they want to tell me. And that's for me how I do readings. Sometimes it's not always just third eye and intuition from what I feel from the person, because sometimes the person isn't giving me any information, isn't giving me any vibratory information. So I tap into my crown chakra, and source does speak more often than not. We just have to pay attention.
Yes, always. I mean, source is always there. We just want to ask. They're not going to be intrusive. It's really a matter of reaching out and being intentional with it. It comes in the form of prayer. It comes in the form of affirmations. It comes in all different forms to connect to the source.
Absolutely. And prayer is whatever you want it to be. It could be just you talking to source. That could be a prayer. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to sound pretty. It doesn't have to come from a book or a Bible. It could be anything that you want it to be, and get it started. Start speaking to source. Eventually there will be an answer coming through you, and you will start to get those intuitive moments.
I've been seeing a lot of people doing light language lately. I don't know if you've seen it or heard of it, but it's fascinating, and it's been really interesting, because to me, I'm like, oh, I think I've been doing that my whole life. Isn't that just when? And I'm probably totally wrong. I'm sure somebody that does light language would be like, girl, she's tripping. But but for me, my whole life, I'll just like, my car go or starts to go down a place like, why are you even going to put energy and attention in thinking about that, right? So sometimes I'll like just shut it off to be like, I'll just make up something that's not even English. And then I always wonder, did I speak this language in another life? Like, is this really something? Is this gonna, if I were to translate this, would it be words? And but now I see people like, I'll see like life coaches and people that do quantum healings and things like that will be like, oh, and I'll get the chills. I mean, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, but I'll like, okay. And to me, even if this isn't like light language, one of the things that has helped me in just getting out of my head and all the stories and like the old patterns and pathways that are created in, just to go in negative patterns. If I'll just say stuff that's not words or just sounds and things like that, it starts to unscramble all of that stuff and put me in a different frequency, I think.
I love that. I haven't tried it yet. I'm definitely gonna check it. Molly, if you hear strange noises coming from my room, no,
She's
you
like,
know.
she comes running in. Yvette, are you okay? You're like, oh,
I got a couple ones that I want to chant out already.
if anybody, I fucking love that one. It's fucking great. Yeah, if anybody has a better explanation for light language, can please put it in the comments. Let us know. Don't give us a thumbs down just because we were wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Have some compassion.
Seriously, I painted a fucking unicorn for you guys.
I love that unicorn.
So cute. I did like
color in the background, the like purple violet is perfect too.
Oh my gosh. Last week my son's babysitter has become like one of my best friends. She's a total fairy. I love her so much. And she invited me to this like paint and sip class. And it was a webinar. Have you guys ever gone to like a thing that's a webinar and then you can't talk to your friends that are in it? We did a paint party like that once too. Anyway, sidebar. So I called her and we did a FaceTime while I painted this pony, and I really am so proud of it. It's like it came out so good. And I don't think the only thing I listened to the lady about was the eyeball. Because I just kind of went on. I went rogue, but look at that eyeball. She like gave me some sweet.
There is soul in that animal.
Seriously, I'm so proud of it. And my husband came outside. He brought me some tea. It was so sweet. And he came outside and brought me a little tea with this little teapot that we have. And he said, "Oh, that's adorable." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever heard you say that word." But he was right. It's totally adorable. And I don't know. I gotta find a little kid that wants it. Maybe I can auction it. Any kids out there?
Yes. You should like put a gloss of glow in the dark over it.
Ooh, damn.
Your gloss of glow in the dark. I do that to most of my paintings. Most of my paint is always mixed with a little bit of glow in the dark, so most of my paintings glow under the dark.
Oh my god, that'd be so badass to do it with the hair and the mane and just the corn. So like all you'll see is the hair in the glow. I love it. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Namaste. Should we go on the backside of this guy?
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness. This is our last show. I guess we're really going for it over here. We usually have a guest, but Molly convinced us that we could do this on our own, and I appreciate it. Yes, okay, so clearing and balancing our chakras. Chakras can be imbalanced by becoming blocked, underactive, or overactive, intense, overactive, overly active. When this happens, our being as a whole is imbalanced, often leading to illness and or emotional blocks and creating an unhealthy environment. The following chart can help you determine the well-being and balance of your chakras. So this says if it is underactive, it will be a sense of separation, isolation, trouble trusting the universe, lack of belief in a higher power, learning difficulties, excess in lower chakras. Oh, so hanging out excessively in lower chakras is basically what it's trying to tell us right there. Mm-hmm. The diamond Herkimer could help with that for helping to balance that underactive. And then the clear quartz and the Melissa, they would recommend for that when you need to connect. And then if it is overactive, it is overly intelligent. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah.
Like overly spiritual too.
Yeah. It says that's the next one, girlfriend. You know your shit, yo. Because it says spiritual addiction.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly what you're just saying. Overly concerned with humanity, confused, disassociation from the body. And they would recommend the opal or the tourmaline. And a rosemary is the oil that they would suggest for that. Which guy is that? What's that guy? Oh, yeah, yeah. Wait, I have a ton of that, I think, right? This guy? This. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
think that's the same guy.
That's it, sister.
Yes.
Black tourmaline is a very particular crystal, a very particular stone. Some stones usually just absorb energy or expel energy. I recommend it to have it just for everyone around you and your computers and electronic systems, because it not only absorbs negative energy, it has the ability to transmute it into positive energy and then expel it. It's a really powerful crystal.
I have quite a bit of them. I actually have this stone book Amy Cotier bought me for same lady that brought me this crystal bottle bought me this crystal book that's amazing, and it was teaching me like how to clear a room or something, and I bought 4 of those, and along with them, part of my ritual was to, I think, buy 6 of these guys. Is that selenite?
Ooh,
yeah.
Selenite.
Ooh, look at that selenite wand. Dang.
Want to see another one?
Huh?
Do you want to see another selenite?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Like this, like a sword.
Oh, that is very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful selenite. So big. So tell me some good, awesome things about that. You obviously love it so much. You bought a giant one.
Yeah, I love selenite. I've never gotten such a big chunk of anything in my life, and I'm just really into it. I just came across it, and it was beautiful. It called out to me, and now it's
gorgeous. I've heard it's actually really good at like dispelling like darkness.
It's very similar to tourmaline. They like to work together.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess because that ritual told me to get like 6 of those and 4 of those. I did them and then forgot to read the directions. So now I have a bunch of crystals on my mantle that are just fabulous.
Crystal growth.
Yeah, exactly. We still have time. They're here for a long. I'll have them for a long time. Everything is all balanced and centered. You'll feel love and acceptance of the divine. You'll feel love and acceptance of the divine. That's intelligent, thoughtful, aware, open-minded, ability to recognize and receive spiritual guidance, sense of oneness, ability to transcend physical laws, comfortable on the earth. Nice. And if you were to experience dementia, which is probably why it starts happening as you get older, you're like, okay, I'm over this earth thing. We're fucking done with this shit. Like, let me replay all my old stories real quick for a last hurrah and fucking bounce. So then autoimmune disorders, epilepsy, coma, migraines, brain tumors, and cognitive delusions.
Yes.
So if anybody is experiencing any of those things, you want to take a look at that crown chakra.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Put on your crown chakra and start to do the work. Put on your crown chakra and start to do the work. I'm feeling all those super expensive oils right now. Seriously, the crown chakra is like the most expensive oils. It's like,
but
the
it's
cheapest one.
Like, who doesn't want to connect with source? Who doesn't want to talk to God or a higher source? Who doesn't want to guidance and receive messages? We all do.
Yeah, tell me, who doesn't? Yeah, exactly. I don't think I know anybody who doesn't. Maybe. I do know some people that try to turn it all off and pretend like none of it exists.
Well, yeah, that's I mean, if you are afraid of the messages, it's definitely a sign of an underactive chakra. But we're not going to transcend very easily if we are afraid of being outside of this body.
Yeah, I think that's actually some really good work right now, because what I saw when I saw my friend fall apart today, and I'm not judging because I recognize myself in her. Like, it was so like, oh my gosh, this happens to me sometimes too. And what I think is what we really need to like come to terms with is like we might die. We might die. Guess what? We are gonna die. Like it's crazy. It's hard. It's like what? I love my life so much. I fucking love my life. Like my life is like I finally have the community of friends I want. I have like an amazing husband. I had that little boy that I prayed for and begged for like 7 years when he was like, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. And for 7 years, I tried to get pregnant and now I have him. And so I do not want to die. Like, I don't want to die. But I think it's important to know that I feel like, you know, it's okay. If I die, I'm just gonna come back and I'm gonna get to see all you homies again in a different spaces. So yeah.
It's definitely a deep concept. The crown chakra, the birth and death of the vessel only, because the spirit goes on forever and ever. It's infinite. It transcends time and space.
Yeah.
It will be around forever. It's just a matter of what work we do here while we're here in this vessel that really determines, you know, how we'll filter out and how we come back. It's really up to
And I
us.
think, yeah, I feel like we did all that. We must have done a lot of this other work in prior lifetimes because I am in a place where like I'm like I love my life. I'm so grateful. We just live in so much deep gratitude for everything. And I know that I've been through lifetimes where I was a total victim and wasn't even in a place where I could grow and expand and manifest a life that I'm so happy about. And I know there's so much more room to grow. Like I could get, you know, I could get even happier. I could even get happier,
Absolutely.
you know? But there's also doesn't mean that we don't have downtimes. So
Exactly.
we all do.
Enlightenment isn't unachievable. It's just a long process, and it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of devotion and dedication. But it's not
And it's
impossible.
one day at a time. Like one day we may feel like we have our fucking giant selenite sword in our hand everywhere we go and we're just fucking slicing through this magical universe. And other days we're like, I don't want to get out of bed.
I don't even have the
And
strength to pick up the selenite. Yeah, some days we do
yeah,
feel that way.
that's right. And that's why it's great and amazing to have community like this that I can plug into and remind myself of who I am and where I came from and how we, like really like tap into the oneness. I really feel like that's a lot of what the crown chakra is about is really like, and I feel it in Kundalini when I do the breath work and I hold my breath and I'm like, this is what it feels like right before I die. This is like, I could take a deep breath or I could hold it even a little bit longer. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Well, it is said that we are given only a certain amount of breaths in our life. And that is the reason why the practice of yoga is to extend your breath so as to extend your life.
Ah, oh my God. I
Serve
feel like
deeply and slowly and with intention.
you know it's I always say like I figured out who I was when I found my oils because it reminded me of where I came from, the earth, and how I plug into the plants, and I've been able to do so much deep healing around using the oils. But around the same time as I found the oils, I found you as a community, I found Yoga Galactica as a community, and I was able to tap into that breath more than that was like anchoring in my breath and making me want to be like deeper, deeper, deeper. Oh yes, I love you guys. But the smells are so fucking pleasant. It makes me really concentrate on that breath and hold that breath. And knowing that that plant medicine is going in through my fucking body and in my DNA and through my limbic system and reprogramming the entire system.
Yes.
It's reprogrammed the entire system.
Yeah.
All with deep breaths, smells, connection.
Mindful breathing. Recalibrate yourself.
Well, it's exactly what you were saying. Like the first thing we do when we're born is we breathe. We breathe the spirit and through our crown chakra. And then the last thing we do before we die is we exhale our last breath and our spirit
is released.
like, yo, Peace out.
It's really into the cosmos, into divine, universal, cosmic love.
I love it. I love it. I love tonight. I have to pee really bad. Should we call it?
Ooh, let's call it. I love
Calling
you.
it. I love you too so much. And I'm so grateful for this platform. We are going to cut these up and share them all around. And please check into all of our previous Chakras shows.
Yes. And if you all want any more information, the modernwitchmovement.com always has more information on all of your chakras. We are going to break it down for you guys. If you don't want to sit around and listen to the videos and you prefer to read, we have that as well. Thank you for being so magical, Jenny. Thank you for being so magical, Molly. Thank you all for watching with us and growing with us. Thank you.
Thank you for your magic, beautiful sister.
I love you.
I love you too.